Breaking news. The NFL has decided to appeal Sue Robinson's decision of a 6-game suspension to Commissioner Roger Goodell. We knew this was a possibility. I've got a bit of a clown face on right now because a couple hours ago I was talking to all of you saying I don't think it's going to happen. And sure enough, Ian Rapopport tweeting out, no, it's going to happen. The NFL is appealing Deshaun Watson's 6-game suspension. So under the new CBA, we're going to break down what all this means and kind of put it in bite size for you guys to give some key takeaways. But in a nutshell, under the new CBA, which came out 2 years ago, we have a third-party arbitrator, Sue Robinson. She made a decision. Now, the NFL or the NFLPA can appeal that decision purely based on the facts and the findings from the report that Sue Robinson gave. And in that report, she said Deshaun Watson violated the personal conduct policy. That's key and important. If she said, nope, he didn't violate it, the NFL couldn't have just appealed and said, yeah, we changed your mind. We think he did. Now, what will a appeal look like in terms of more games being tacked on for Deshaun Watson? A lot of blue check marks out there saying it's going to look like potentially a full year suspension. Aaron Wilson, one of just a handful of people tweeting out, the NFL is expected to pursue a significant increase in punishment of Deshaun Watson, with some league sources predicting they will seek to suspend him for the entire season. So let's get some of the facts and findings down and really get to the truth of what does all of this mean here. So like I said, the NFL is only able to appeal the findings from arbitrator Sue Robinson. What did she find? That Deshaun Watson violated the personal conduct policy. That is a fact now, right? That is the way this is going to work. They can only appeal based on her findings. So the fact that she found that he did violate it, the NFL can go, all right, you did half of the job. You proved that he violated the personal conduct policy. We don't think you did a good job at issuing a decision or a punishment. So we'll step in here and take care of the rest. And that's where there's going to be a lot of frustration from the NFLPA, from really owners, fans, everyone, I think, that why implement this new decision of having an arbitrator if you're just going to bypass her and you end up pretty much where you started, which is at the desk of Roger Goodell. Now, here are my quick thoughts. If you're going to add an arbitrator like the Honorable Sue L. Robinson, why not let her do her job, right? Or was this all sort of just smoke and mirrors of, yeah, NFLPA and owners, we're going to progress. And it's not just going to be Goodell who's the judge, the jury, and the executioner. But we're also going to have this card in our back pocket where if we don't like what she decides, we can just Candyland and go right around it all the way to the top. And it's going to be Roger Goodell that ultimately gets to decide a punishment. We've got more to break down here, but I want you guys to get involved. What's your panic level? If you start anywhere below a 5, I think you're lying. Personally, I'm at like a 6.8. I won't go all the way to 6.9 because it's not a time for jokes right now, but I am very concerned. I am panicking. I don't want to go Michael Scott, we are screwed, but it's getting close to that territory here. Best case scenario, the NFL is upset that Deshaun Watson financially is not hurting from this. He did not have to forfeit. Remember last year, Watson was not suspended. He was not put on the commissioner's list. He just sat at home. He got paid by the Texans. And the NFL might be upset that Deshaun Watson, throughout all of this process, is only going to be out $345,000. They may, I don't see it happening, but the best case is they decide to appeal because they don't want Watson to be a super duper rich man after violating the personal conduct policy. Maybe that's the only route they go. They don't look to add more games, but rather say, hey, how about you pay us all the money you made last year while you sat out when you could have been suspended, but we decided not to do it. That's best case scenario. I don't think it's very likely. I don't think the NFL is going to go through all of this only to take on a couple more $1 million from Deshaun Watson. Now, the NFL released a statement on the appeal, and they referenced the personal conduct policy. So I want you guys to see it for yourselves. According to the personal conduct policy, the appeal will be processed on an expedited basis, limited to consideration of the terms of discipline imposed, and based upon a review of the existing record without reference to evidence of testimony not previously considered. No additional evidence or testimony shall be presented to or accepted by the commissioner or his designee. Any factual findings and evidentiary determinations of the disciplinary officer will be binding to the parties on appeal, and the decision of the commissioner or his designee, which may overturn, reduce, modify, or increase the discipline previously issued, will be final and binding on all parties. So that was a key thing there. They can't just come in here and bring on new evidence or new testimonies. They have to take the write-up from Sue Robinson and then decide, thank you for doing all that work, we want to put more games on. That is a bit of a thing that maybe helps Deshaun Watson in this case. Now, we're going to be breaking all this down here, which is why you got to buckle up and subscribe for the best Browns coverage out there on YouTube, because no one is keeping you guys informed and entertained like we are here at the channel. So make sure you hit that sub button. Now, the other route here, and here's a picture of Deshaun Watson at practice today, like 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, being told the NFL is, they're going to appeal this. And you can kind of see by his body language, he's like, damn. Now, the NFLPA could look to sue the league, which has been done before. And a handful of you guys have commented, they got to sue the NFL. The last time it worked out, well, it didn't work out. The last time it happened was Ezekiel Elliott, right? 2017, he got suspended 6 games, not apples to apples with Deshaun Watson, but it was a domestic violence case, which it was allegations. He was never convicted of anything. He was never brought to trial or anything like that. But the NFL still felt, no, you broke the personal conduct policy. That is bigger than any word of law. Now, the NFLPA was unsuccessful in their lawsuits. It went to a bazillion circuit court of appeals throughout the state of New York, back and forth, back and forth. Ultimately, he got a 6-game suspension. They stopped trying to go up that legal ladder, and they accepted it. So for everyone saying, could they sue? And then while the lawsuit's going on, he gets to play. That ain't very likely. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I would not bank on, they could just sue and then play while that lawsuit's going on for the entire time. No, I don't think so. In fact, this might get ugly, right? This might turn into doomsday, year-long suspension. NFL gets what they wanted all along, which will be interesting because if you guys remember, the NFL and the NFLPA was looking to settle. And the last rumors we heard were that the NFL was offering a 12-game suspension. What if the NFLPA learns to regret that? Because in hindsight, once the ball is in Roger Goodell's court, he gets to tack on a full-year suspension. Now, it is also worth chiming in here to say Roger Goodell might not be the bad guy in this exact situation. He gets to decide who this goes to. He could pick himself. I bet he will. Why wouldn't you? If you were Roger Goodell, you want this done the way you want it done, so you should be the judge, the jury, and executioner. But let's just spam F. Goodell. I pray he doesn't watch this, and this is like the deciding factor of, all right, you know what? Because the Browns report said F. Goodell, we're going to put on a huge suspension. But, yeah, I'm not very optimistic that he's going to be lenient on Deshaun Watson. I really don't believe he's going to go, you know what, 6 games is harsh, Deshaun. Let's bump that number down to 4. Let's see you out there week 5 against the Chargers. I don't think that's going to be the case. All right, guys, as more news and rumors trickles out from all this, we're going to keep you plugged in and informed here at the channel, which is why you got to subscribe, because there's a lot coming our way, right? We don't know what twists and turns this is going to take. I mean, I'm going to open up TweetDeck right now before we sign off out of here. Anthony Barr to the Cowboys, by the way. But it's Browns have no comment on the 6 games appeal. So that is the latest on that front. We're going to be, you can hear a fan yelling across the field that they told Watson. So this is going to be a fun story to follow. I thought it was done. I was hoping it was over. And I was hoping we could talk about real football. But the NFL said, hold my beer. We're about to drag this process out even longer.